Hello, and welcome to another episode of Unwritten, the Dear Future podcast. And the Dear Future podcast is all about healing, growth, and transformation. Today, I have an amazing guest who is going to share some really key insights into a topic that is dear to my heart as well. So, let's get into it. Her name is Lily Mensah, aka Lady Mensah. She is a proud daughter of Ghana, whose life and work have taken her across Europe, the US, and Africa. She's a corporate trainer, coach, and author. She believes in living with joy, authenticity, and individuality. Now, at 63, even though she doesn't look it, she is proof that age is no barrier to style, energy, or reinvention, whether she's facilitating workshops, mentoring future leaders, or rocking her favorite pair of shoes. With over 20 years' experience in corporate training and leadership development, Lily has helped people in every stage of their career discovery and to help them embrace their unique strength. She's the author of the book Work Your Quirks, which I love, um, which is a book series celebrating the power of using one God's given talent to realize, your aspirations. So she's passionate about speaking her truth with grace. Lily brings honesty, humor, and humility to every stage that she steps on. And in our talk today, which is all about menopause, menace or marvel, we invite you, the audience, to reframe the conversation and embrace this stage as one of wisdom, strength, and renewed possibility. So, welcome, Lily. How are you doing today?
I am so thankful. I am well. And I saw something on Instagram, I think, that somebody was asked, "How are you doing?" And she said,
Yeah.
"I'm successful." So
I
that's the
love that.
answer today. I'm
Yes,
successful.
I love that. Yes, I've also changed mine to when people ask me, I say I'm winning. I'm winning.
Okay. Willing and
Yes.
able. Winning.
Winning. Yes, I'm winning.
Of course
Yes,
you
yes.
are.
Yes, so amazing. Welcome. And I'm so glad to have you, today, Lily. And as I mentioned earlier on, menopause is something that, is also I would say it's dear to my heart because, I'm currently going through it myself. So, tell me, Lily, can you share a bit about your own personal or professional journey with menopause and why it's important for you to speak up openly about it? Because I know that, in 2019, you started Tea with Lily, and there was a whole series of menopause. So
Yeah.
share.
I think my personal journey wasn't pretty at all because I think I was in my early 50s and I was raising a teenage boy by myself.
Hmm.
How we didn't kill each other, how we're still speaking, how he's a successful young man now, a
Yeah.
whole fully grown man living away from home and all that. Because you can imagine going through the menopause
Mm.
is stressful on its own. And also the thing of raising children, but a teenage boy as a mother, it was so tough because you had to lay down the rules very hard. The boundaries had to be very hard. You were also raising a future leader. That's how I see my
Mm.
children. They're future
Yes.
leaders. So your expectations of them are quite high, even
Yeah.
for yourself, because if they fail, it's a reflection on you. So that was my, that was I didn't know what was going on. I would blow zero to, straight and it'd be like, oh God. But I was just hot all the time or
Yeah.
cold all the time. And I was told I was because my internal thermostat was on the blink. That is what it is. If
Mm.
you look at a car,
Yes.
or I'm assuming I don't have an electric car, but let's go for an ICE car, internal
Yes.
combustion engine. Um, it has a thermostat that keeps it cool at a level.
Yeah.
But if the thermostat is on the blink, it heats up very quickly and
Yeah.
clunks out.
Yes.
And because we're losing estrogen, we
Mm.
also have that internal thing not working properly.
Yeah.
And that is what I've been told it is.
Yeah.
So I was working in London, having to get into London on the train, that silly dance of taking your cardigan off, taking your coat off, doing all of that, elbowing people out of the way before you get to
Yeah.
central London
Oh my
was
gosh.
was my journey, or even
Yeah.
in meetings
Yeah.
professionally in
Yeah.
meetings. There's no warning. You're sitting there, and the next minute you're hot because you put your coat on, you put your
Yeah.
nice jacket on to look professional. Oh, I threw all of that out. I just had this thing going on. But I think the reason why I felt, the journey was, I mean, it wasn't that
Yeah.
horrid, but I didn't understand my body and what
Mm.
it needed. So my journey, but eventually I was able to speak up
Yeah.
and say, actually, I'm having a moment. So just carrying on with your meeting. I've always been that one that is quite open in terms of
Yeah.
talking about things. So senior leaders, whoever you are, you just know that I'm having a hot flash and I'll be fine. There's nothing, I'm not going to
Yeah.
pass out anything. So at work, everybody knew.
Yeah.
At home, everybody knew, and my life is like an open book anyway.
Yeah.
So because that was the only way I could, because nobody around me was talking about it
Mm.
or even understood what it was.
Mm. Mm. Yeah.
So, yeah, so the thermostat was on the blink, and you just have to mind the old car. The older the car,
Yeah.
the more the part you need more parts to make
Yeah.
it go. You need oiling, you need to oil the engine, all of that. That's what's happening to our bodies,
Yeah.
whether we like
Yeah.
it or not. Because certain
Exactly.
parts of the body, the skin gets drier, the internal
Yeah.
engine gets drier, all of that. And
Yeah.
that's so we just need different things to keep the old car going.
Going.
The
Yeah.
old stylish Mercedes going.
Yeah, or the old or the renewed Rolls Royce, so to
Yeah,
speak. Yeah.
exactly.
Oh my gosh, I totally, get what you're saying. And, I think, what do you think about this? Because I have some friends who, we're all the same age group, and some of us experience different things with the menopause. So, I
Mm,
mean, I would say I don't I'm not sure how many symptoms I get. Like, okay, I get like a hot flush, but I'm mindful of when that hot flush comes. So maybe if I drink a little bit of alcohol, I'm not really a big drinker anyway, but if we've been out and I decide to take a half a glass of wine, which I never ever finish anyway, but a little bit of wine, within 10 to 12 minutes, all of a sudden I get a hot flush. But other than that, I really don't get any other major symptoms that, you hear women, like pulling their hair out about, going to the
mm.
doctors and having, what is it, HRT? Is it HRT?
Yes,
These
yes,
hormone
HRT,
replacements and
yes.
things like that. So what can you share about the differences with women that are potentially going through the mill and those that are not? Because like I said, for me, I there's various things that I eat, various things that I drink, and things that I
Hmm.
don't drink, things that I
Hmm.
don't eat. And so therefore I think maybe my journey is different to
Mm.
another woman who maybe
Yeah.
be pulling out her hair because she's experiencing all of these things. What's your thoughts on that?
I think the menopause, the symptoms are, I think, over 30. One
Okay.
expert told me different symptoms, but I
Mm,
think I wrote down a few in an article that I wrote way back in 2018. I was looking at it.
yeah,
Let me see if I can find it. But dryness I mentioned, hair thinning, hair thinning, hair loss. You
yeah.
put weight. Just have
Mm,
to sniff at the food, and it lands on your stomach.
yeah.
It's not
Oh
even
my
the
God.
hips, the stomach. It just the
Wow.
girth. The gut
Yeah.
expands. So it's a whole, you have something called creepy, crawly skin. You feel like you've got like spiders on your body. It's a bit tingling. You have lazy legs, all sorts of things. And
Wow.
so people experience it
In different
differently.
ways.
You
Yeah.
have mood swings
Yeah.
where your tolerance level is at an all-time. Things you would tolerate once in a while
Mm.
is like, how dare you even look in my direction? You know? So
Yeah.
you have mood swings, you clear, your periods will stop,
Yes.
or what we call monthlies, because
Mm.
monthlies will stop or will start to stop,
Yes.
and you'll start to get, either extended every 2 to 3 months,
Mm.
and then you start to spot. So you're not sure whether to carry a tampon or carry sanitary towels, go
Yeah.
without.
Yeah.
And then just before, in my view, in my own era, just before I stopped, I had this well, like a river, come on, and then it stops.
Yeah. Yeah. I
But
can, yeah, go ahead.
but that was the natural one. I've had different waves of the
Yeah.
menopause coming back, believe it or not.
Yeah.
So after about 5 years, I was okay. I was going to
Mm.
the gym, doing all of that.
Yes.
And I think what happens is that the cleaner your life is, your lifestyle is, stress is also
Mm.
one.
Yeah.
Bad sleep is also one. That if you can sort out the sleeping, but I mean, we can do a list of things later.
Yeah.
But what I found was that after about 5 years of trying to manage it myself,
Yeah.
eating, lettuce, the odd lettuce and all of that, I thought, God,
Yeah.
please, no. I want to live. I want to enjoy
Yeah.
my food. I want to enjoy my
Exactly.
jollof rice. I want to
Yes.
enjoy my plantain. I want to enjoy my,
Exactly.
fried chicken. Of
Mm.
course, now I don't even fry chicken anymore, but then I needed it because you
Yes.
need comfort, right? So I went to the doctors
Yeah.
and we looked at options. And at the time, brilliant doctor, she said to me, listen, just as well, we have different options now. Let's
Mm.
look at your history to
Yes.
see what I can prescribe. So I at the time I was prescribed patches.
Okay.
I'll describe the patch. I always go and experiment with things. I'm blessed that way. I don't mind. I'm not afraid. So I was prescribed the patch, and exactly, I mean, you will know a friend of ours, Jackie Robinson, who did a thing on period, something to do with periods, and following actually donating pads to those who are less able. So I went to that
Okay.
event. And they were talking about periods, and God, I'm sitting there and going, "Oh, I don't have periods anymore, so it doesn't really affect me." Um,
Yeah.
to the very next day, the patch, obviously, what I was missing in my body, the patch returned it to me, and my
Mm.
period
Oh.
started.
Oh.
And I went to work, and I had an intern, and I hadn't had periods for about 5 years. I went to, and all of a sudden, things started happening, and I grabbed an intern. I said, please, let's go to Superdrug. He told me what to buy because I've forgotten, mentally forgotten what to buy. And
Wow.
so I didn't know what was new anymore. So I dragged the poor
Mm.
girl with me. Why she still talks to me, by the way,
Yeah.
but I was so traumatized. My
Yeah.
menopause journey has been up and down.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
we sorted that out. And another part of it was then I came home and then I started stealing my daughter's sanitary things. Because why should I be buying anymore? I'd already told her I'm not buying anymore. So
Mm.
I went out, I went to work again, went to the loo, and it turns out, and then it started to come with plasticky things, like tampons in plastic, blue plastic
Oh,
things.
okay. Okay.
In my day, it was just cardboard. So
Yeah.
there's me. I flushed it. We're speaking openly, I
Yeah.
flushed it to the loo. It's like, why isn't this blue thing going?
You're not
And it was
supposed to
you're
put
not
it in the
supposed
loo.
but
Yes.
so it was things like that that I found I had
Yeah.
to relearn because
Yes.
my body was now beginning to feel like a younger woman again.
Mm.
The things that I
Yeah.
didn't have, the nutrients that I didn't have, I'd got the
Yeah.
artificial ones.
Yeah.
So I kept with that for a bit, then I went off it again.
Yeah.
And then I went back to the doctor again with my list of questions. I always go with my list of questions. So would
That's so
because
important, isn't it? To,
oh yeah,
I
you get
think,
10 minutes.
yeah, it's
10 minutes. So
important
you can't be going
because,
and faffing.
yeah.
Free NHS, 10 minutes per no per illness.
Mm.
You can't be going then taking the whole kitchen sink.
Yeah.
They'll say stick to of different ailments. So you got your 10 minutes, make
Yes.
use of the 10 minutes.
Yes.
So I stopped, then I went back. So I've been going back, and then eventually what I settled with was the combination of
Okay.
the gel and the pill.
Okay. I don't know what these are because I haven't taken, I've not
You
gone
haven't
to the
taken.
doctors for
So
anything, but
I
yeah.
it's so I went with the gel and the pill for a bit.
Yeah.
I'm not on anything now. I'm going, natural.
Yeah.
And what I do know is that if you lead a very clean life, your lifestyle is clean,
Yeah.
squeaky clean, your weight is under control, but you will never ever be able to have naturally, the way God has made us, as we
Yeah.
grow older, we put some
Yeah.
skin on, we put
Yeah.
extra weight
Of
on.
course.
But
Yeah.
it won't be to the point where, everything is tight and you can't move and you
Yeah.
can't breathe. Oh, another tip, I'm sure the tip, wear loose clothing
Yeah.
so your body can breathe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the tighter your clothes,
Mm,
the body will hold on to where your body temperature is. So if you want to cool down and you're hot,
yeah.
don't be wearing tight clothes because it's holding on. But if I don't know if you go to certain Northern Africa or Northern Ghana, even
Yeah.
the houses where even though it's very arid there, they wear very loose clothing, but then
Mm,
full length clothing. It covers their bodies, but
yeah.
it's loose and it breathes.
Yes. 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 Yes.
And that's how they keep cool.
Yeah.
So tight clothing is not your friend.
I don't know if I mean I might be a little bit like because I wear tight clothing yeah I do sometimes
Okay.
and you know what I liked about what you were saying, Lily, when you said the cleaner your life is in terms of your lifestyle, the better for
So,
you. And I
yes.
can definitely attest to that because
Mm,
I generally eat quite healthy. I don't drink any alcohol. Like I said, like once in a blue moon, like maybe once or twice a year on any like a special occasion, I will have a little bit of wine and then I'll feel the heat and then I'll put the glass down. Um, generally,
but then
I
alcohol
exercise.
has sugar in it.
Exactly,
And
but
that's what is one of the
yes,
things that raises your blood
the
sugar
heat.
level.
Yeah, but it's like an instant spike. It's crazy. Like if I took a glass of wine now, within 2 to 3 minutes, I'll be sweating. Like
Yeah.
seriously. Do you know what I mean? As opposed to if I had like a biscuit or something. And, there was a few things that you said, when you talked about eating clean, having a clean life, but in also enjoying the things that you do, because I still enjoy the things that I like as well. Like I have a couple of biscuits every so often, or a bit of cake, or people that know me know that I like sweet stuff, but in
Mm.
moderation. So I go through phases where I can eat all of that and then like maybe for about 2, 3 months, and then I just stop for about 3 months and I don't, I don't touch
Be-
it.
Because your
But
body will tell you it doesn't like it.
it's or it's enough now. Or
Yeah.
maybe I feel like I've added a little bit. I could feel like, my pants fit me a little bit tight and
Mm.
I prefer when it fits me looser. So I
Yeah.
don't go out and buy new clothes, but I just like the way how my clothes fit me a certain way. And when I start to
mm,
feel my, it's a little bit tight here, then I will stop eating certain things.
mm.
But I just loved the whole idea about clean eating. I think one of the things that have helped me as well has been, I call it bush tea. So like
Yes,
the
yes, yes,
herbs,
yes.
and there is, soursap has got so many benefits.
Mm,
Not only that does it cool, and I'm not talking about soursap in the box that you get from, I mean, each to their own, but I like the raw, real one, like from Grenada or Africa, the ones you can
yeah.
see the physical leaves and you
Mm,
wash them, you boil them and you drink them. But soursop is such a good way to cool the body. This, that to cool the body down. But there's so many different herbs that people
mm.
can use that can help them as well within menopause. So anyway, I went on a little bit there, but do you think, Lily, that the stigma has changed, that women are probably a bit more open
Mm,
about their
mm.
menopause journey now. And I think earlier on you said, it used to be, a little bit of a stigma. People never used to talk about it that much. And so what are your thoughts in relation to, women talking more openly about it as opposed to being silent about what they're going through? Do you think there's more
Um,
awareness now and there's more conversations?
I think there's more awareness, and definitely from the UK perspective, it's been
Mm.
sort of televised. Davina has
Yes.
televised it and then made it more mainstream.
Mm.
So now she's seen as the queen of menopause. She's gone through a lot herself. But I remember when she was doing her menopause thing, she had a sort of turtleneck top on, and I thought, no, she's not going through the
Yeah.
menopause. Yeah, she's had a turn. I can't worry anything because this
Yeah,
is where your neck is where the body breathes from.
exactly.
And that is where the heat comes to. So you can't wear like scarves because it needs to get to your brain.
Yeah.
So it's about understanding all those. But I think people are talking about it now.
Mm.
People have been given, almost, let's say, given permission
Yeah.
to talk about it because it's okay. White women generally tend to be, we don't want to talk about it because it's a taboo then.
Mm.
And I think a lot of people still won't feel comfortable talking about it because it's a taboo. But I've come through the other side, and I know it's a journey most women will go through.
Exactly.
Mo- Most women will go through this certain phase,
Yeah.
this puberty,
Yeah.
there's where you're able your childbirth,
Childbearing. Yeah.
yeah, and then a time where you will not be able to have children anymore, and that's where the menopause sets in. But then
Yeah. Go on.
on the other hand, that's where you start the menopause almost forces you to look at your body closer,
Mm.
to feel your body close, to learn what makes you happy,
Yeah.
what makes you, even the styles that you pick for yourself.
Yeah.
It gives you more confidence, I
Yeah.
believe. It
Yeah.
gives you more
Definitely.
confidence. You have more wisdom
Yeah.
when you go through all those changes and you come
Yeah.
to. So I think once upon a time, people thought that after you hit the menopause, you're not
Your life is
as
over.
valuable to, yeah,
Yeah.
as valuable to society. But on the contrary, I
Yeah.
think now we have wisdom. We have wisdom of our bodies. We have wisdom to pass on to the younger generation as
Mm.
to what things could look like. And
Yeah.
luckily, we're not all stopping work at 60 anymore.
Yeah.
I wish though, I could start my pension. But I think in certain countries, I mean, definitely in Ghana,
Yeah.
60 is pension age. But we're living longer.
Mm.
And therefore, we're more active. You mentioned that you've done your workout this morning.
Yeah.
I like my workout. I'm not running. You have to change what you do though. I'm not running as much. I'm not doing any 10Ks anymore because my joints
Yeah.
can't take it.
Yeah.
I'm not doing, but I will jog a bit
Yeah.
but weight training, strength training, dumbbells under
100%.
your bed.
Yeah.
Coke tins, whatever you can
Bottles of
find,
water. I totally agree.
anything,
I totally agree.
because now the bones are getting, everything is getting
Denser.
drier.
Yeah.
The bones are
And
getting lighter, so you
loose.
need to strengthen the bones. And therefore, I've done this morning. I thought, how much time do I have? I give myself 20 to 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So I've done a sort of mixed weights, mixed hit workout. This morning, 23 minutes or maybe
Yeah.
22 minutes with a YouTube video. I've got some sweat on my forehead.
Yeah.
I'm okay. A lot of people say they lose hair and stuff like that. I've been lucky.
Yeah.
I've
Me
been
as well.
lucky. I've been lucky.
Yeah.
So, but it happened. That's another thing. Hair loss.
Yeah.
It's
No,
what hair loss is a
definitely.
big thing,
Yes.
because of the stress of it.
Yeah. No, definitely. Definitely. You know, uh, it's interesting because when you talked about, the stages that we go through as women, young girls, puberty, and then, the age of childbearing, and then
Mhm.
menopause hits, and then we can't have any more children. We think we can't have any more children, but there's not so much research, but sometimes I see news feeds on my Facebook page or on Instagram,
Mm.
where a woman of 67 has just given birth, in a
Why?
different part of the
Why?
world, in a different
Why?
in a different
Why?
part no, but this is the thing, because you hear conversations where people are saying, just because you've hit menopause, don't think that you cannot still get pregnant. You can,
Yeah,
it's happened, you
yes
know.
and no. I think a lot of people would say that if you've stopped completely,
Yeah.
then maybe. But I'm not a doctor.
Yeah.
But if you haven't stopped and you're having on and off,
Yeah.
then you're still producing those eggs,
Yeah.
and therefore it's likely to happen.
Yeah.
But at 67, that is it's highly unlikely that there hasn't been any additional help in that way.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's highly unlikely, but I'm not a doctor. But
Mm.
I'm always thinking if oh gosh, I'll cry if I get pregnant again. Honestly.
Listen, I hear you, I 100%. I wouldn't cry, but I'd be like, oh my God, like, again, because as you know, as a mother, it's a beautiful thing to have children.
Yes,
And
on
I
my own
think,
terms.
yeah, no, 100%. It's a beautiful thing to have children, but I also believe that, having children it's important for women to know why, and why they're having children, not just because they want to have kids, but to understand that it comes with so many other things, that emotional support, the physical, the intellectual, the education, everything,
Mm,
and I'm sure women out there know this, but there are some that potentially don't, like maybe people that are having children at a young, whereby
mm.
they're still young themselves, you know.
Which
And
was me, and perhaps
yeah,
that's
and
why,
me, yeah.
because I've done that for such a my boy is going to be 45 this year.
Wow.
That's why I'm not going to go back there. I pray
Yeah.
God, please. I'm not going to go back there, because can you
Yeah.
imagine me bringing another human being in this world
Yeah.
where my own grandson could potentially be
Be
their dad?
can you imagine?
I
No.
can't. Can you imagine what the village will say? Hmm. What is wrong with that woman?
Oh my goodness. Oh gosh, Lily, you crack me up all the time, my dear. Oh, anyway, let's move on a bit, because I also wanted to talk about, the workouts that, women like myself and you can do to help the body. And you
Mm,
mentioned something about hit workouts. And see, this
mm.
is the thing, back in the days, and I'm sure, you also mentioned that you used to do your 10K runs and so forth. And even me, I used to do very competitive netball, and I don't do that
Yeah.
anymore.
Mm,
But, women, we can still lose weight and tone our body with workouts for like 10 to 15 minutes a day. We don't need to go and do like any hardcore, hour in
Mm.
the gym, straight, because your body starts to burn fat within, I think, is it 10 to 15 minutes of you doing a workout anyway?
Yeah.
So, things like walking, like what I do, I go
Mm.
for long walks, like for about
Mm.
45 minutes, and I kind of break down my workouts daily. So today I did Afrobeat dance,
Hey, hey.
Hey, I just put on the YouTube now and started doing Afrobeats. I did Afrobeat, but again, you get bored sometimes. So again,
Mm.
like what you said, to change it up. So I will do like an Afrobeats dance workout. Sometimes I will go walking, and I
Mm.
definitely incorporate the weights. The weight training
Mm.
is key, as you said. And then the hip workouts as well. Like they can be for like 7 minutes or 15 minutes, and you work up a sweat, but it's a combination of strength training as well, where you
Yeah.
are, you're strengthening your body as well. So
Mm.
there's lots of things that women can do that can help them during this stage as well. How,
My hardest one is the plank walk.
okay.
So it's like you're walking on all fours.
Yes, yes, I know.
And yeah, that is my hardest one in
Yeah.
terms of weight because you're using
Using your body
your
weight.
hands and
Yeah,
your legs,
yeah,
and you're also thinking to make sure you don't fall over.
yeah, yeah,
So I've done a plank walk today, just
yeah,
for about, 3 minutes,
yeah,
broken into 45 seconds and all
yeah.
of that. But it is tough.
It's tough, but it's good for you. It's good for the
Mm,
body. It will
mm,
tone you, it will give you strength as well, because as we're aging, we also still want to be strong. Do you
mm,
understand? We also still want to be strong. And so I think, working out, doing the planks, you're strengthening your arms, your body, your abs, all of these things are working, and
mm.
then you feel good. You feel good about
Oh,
yourself.
yeah.
Anyway, you know what
Mm,
I mean?
yeah.
I love
That
doing the
glow.
plank. Yeah, no, definitely. Lily,
Yes, ma'am.
how important do you think community is? Like, as a woman that's going through menopause, if you're in a marriage, like your husband or your friends, community, even workplace, how do you
Mm.
think, how important do you think that community is in terms of helping a woman navigate, the processes of menopause?
Mm. That's an interesting one because when it comes to community, I think everybody needs to get closer
Yeah,
and listen. Man, woman, and child, come
yeah,
closer and listen. Whether
yeah,
you like, there's a woman that's going through the menopause, you need to know about it. Don't think, oh, she's going through it, or just she and her friends.
yeah.
Whether you like it or not, you will be affected by the menopause if you
Mm,
are in an area where a woman is going through the menopause.
yeah,
Because some of the negative things that I mentioned, mood swings, turning off the AC or cranking it all the way up. If you're in the room, if you're sleeping with the room, they open the window in the
yeah,
middle of winter, all of
yeah,
that. So
yeah.
the thing is, what I say, if mama
Affects
ain't
everyone.
happy, ain't nobody happy.
Yes, yes,
So community need to understand anybody that's
yes,
in a community of good women,
yeah,
people you can call and talk to, whether they've
yeah,
been through it or friendships. Women
yes,
are good at that.
yeah.
Friendships, because one of the things that we all go through, whether we like it or not, during the menopause, we get a little bit depressed every now and again. Whether it's the lack of sleep, because
Mm.
sleep is one of the weapons of war,
Hmm.
or sleep deprivation.
Oh, 100%. Yeah,
So if you haven't slept at night and you still have to get the 6:05
yeah.
train into central London, those are
No,
my
wow.
days, your
Yeah,
fuse will go
yeah,
very quickly because, somebody has dared to cross you on the road, all of
yeah.
that. So it's important. We do feel pressured. We
Mm.
feel low. the low energy, low mood all of the time. So these are things that but whether people will admit it or not, I have
Yeah.
myself, despite the fact that I always show up when I can, but I have had instances of really being really, really low because
Yeah.
I'm not sleeping.
Yeah.
I don't feel confident in myself because my dress is too tight, or,
Yeah.
I have to go and get, all of those things. It
Yeah.
affects us. So we need to understand that if you're going to pick up the phone and talk to someone,
Yeah.
go out even if you don't feel like it.
Hmm.
Because
Work
social
out if you don't feel like it as well. Get up and move the body.
it
Yeah.
moves the body, and
Yeah.
motivation always comes out after the workout.
Yes.
Don't wait for the motivation at the beginning. The motivation will come at the end of the
Yes.
workout or halfway through.
I totally agree.
So sleep well, move more, sleep well, move more.
Yeah.
Talk to people, that
Yeah.
social circle. I don't know if you remember in my book, I call them my sheroes. You're one of my sheroes.
Yes. So,
Find sheroes. Yeah, find
yeah.
sheroes, a small circle of sheroes that can hold you up.
Yeah.
But what you eat is 80% of the battle. What goes through these lips is 80% of the battle. Sitting in front of the TV, watching TV, having your cookies at night with your hot cocoa ain't gonna cut it
Yeah.
because your body, you won't sleep that well either, whether you
Yeah.
like it or not, because your body is still digesting the food.
Mm.
So eating late, it's not
Not good.
advised.
Yeah.
No. So 80% of a lot of this is food, and the exercise keeps us more toned. But I mean, I
Yeah.
can I can give you a whole list of what to do based on my experience. But it's yeah, we need to do more, move our bodies more, sleep well, and look after our mental health.
Mm. Most importantly, 100%.
Boundaries. Say
Yes.
no. No. It's a
Yeah.
full stop. It's
Yeah.
a full stop.
And
If the
it's a
person
full
wants to talk,
sentence as well.
it's a
No is a
full
full
sentence.
sentence. Yes.
No.
Yeah.
And then let the person come up and ask you why. And then you can
Yeah.
explain. But just say, no, I'm not able to do it. That's it.
Yeah. No, definitely.
But we try and be nice, nice,
Yeah.
nice, all the time. But I mean, be kind, but don't be
Yeah.
nice. I think one of the authors, is it Chimanda?
Chimande. Yeah. Is it
Yeah,
Chimandi?
yeah.
Chimamandi or something. Ooh, let me not pronounce
Yeah.
that wrong. Ooh,
Yeah.
give
Half
me.
of a yellow sun.
Yes.
She wrote that book. Brilliant book, by the way.
Yes.
And she said, be kind, but don't be
Mm.
nice. Be kind to
Mm.
people, be kind to yourself. But
Yeah.
sometimes being too nice, people take advantage of
Advantage, of
us.
course. Yeah.
So, but now that I've got my bus pass, 60 plus, 60 plus free bus pass. I am able
Freedom
to
pass.
freedom. I tell you, I get my
Freedom
freedom.
pass.
Very happy. Don't ask me out before 9:30, by the way, because you
Yeah.
can't travel free on public transport
Yeah.
before 9. So if you ask me out before 9:30 in the morning, I'm not
They
coming.
won't see
Or
you.
they won't see me because I've earned the
Oh,
right to
bless.
travel free.
Yeah.
I'm able to say no more confidently
Yeah.
because I think I've paid enough into society
Mm.
to feel that people should respect my no.
Yeah.
And if they don't, it's not me.
Bye. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. It's
You,
not me. It may
yeah,
may
you move
may just be
on.
bye for now. It may just be
Yeah.
bye for now. They just need to go and learn the lesson as to how I
Yeah.
want to be
To be
treated.
respected. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
definitely. Because, one of the things that I say is that we show people how to treat us by what we allow, you
Hmm.
know? And so it really is important for us to have those boundaries
Mm.
in terms of things that we are not happy about, you know? And I think when we tend to accept certain behaviors, then the longer it will prolong and the
Yes.
more pain and stress and frustration that we will endure. So another thing that I always say is that people say, oh, sometimes you can be selfish, but I say self first. Self first. It's not selfish,
Absolutely.
it's self first because you can't pour from an empty cup. You have to
No.
look after yourself first
Mm.
in order for your cup to overflow and spill out so that you can give to other people, And I think, when we're talking about community and that support, I loved what you said about having that sister circle, having a few of your friends, your sheroes who you can call on and have these conversations, and you can laugh and crack up when you're talking about the different symptoms and things, that you're going
Exactly.
through because it helps, doesn't it? You don't feel alone.
Mm.
You don't
Mm.
feel like you're going through it alone. And then also what it does, it shows when you're having these conversations, it shows you the things that you're doing right.
Yes.
Or you can learn something new from somebody else who's going through the same thing as
Mm.
and I think for husbands and partners as well, because this is all part of the community, right?
Exactly.
I also think it's important for husbands and partners to
Mm.
be there for the wives or the partners, and not necessarily think, oh, she's a nagging wife,
Actually, I mean, to be fair, my partner at the time was very, very supportive.
Good.
Oh, but maybe because I was able to articulate what was going on
Yeah,
and speak
yeah,
more openly about
yeah,
it. And it's like you're taking pictures of me. Don't
yeah,
come too close. I don't want anyone to see my tash. You know,
yeah.
and it's those things that I'm open enough. I'll be
Yeah,
like, I'm not doing this today because I'm not feeling too well. I haven't
yeah.
slept all night because I've been up and so if you have a good
Mm,
partner, if you have a good partner, well, just talk to your partner openly
yeah,
about what's going on, what potentially the symptoms could be, and give
yeah,
him the list to go and read.
yeah.
Um, Mind you, if you're all of the same age
Mm,
and you are eating the same foods and going through the same lifestyles, the likelihood is that he's going through his own thing.
that's an interesting one.
Yes.
Ah, let's touch on that a moment. He's going through the same thing. So what do they call that? There was something I heard years ago, a few years ago. I heard something similar to what you just
Yes,
said.
because his
Is it
his
menopause?
it's not quite the same, but
Yeah,
the reduction of his natural things will also be happening.
yeah. Ah.
And if they're not looking after themselves, just like we're eating our cookies and they're having or
Mm,
having beers and you're sitting and
yeah,
sharing a bottle of wine and all of
yeah.
that, it will eventually manifest itself in a different way. So
Mm,
whilst you're not feeling beautiful, you're not feeling yourself,
mm,
they may not be able to perform as well.
yeah,
And that's where the tension might be. So
yeah.
both girls and boys need to sit down and have
Talk.
open and honest conversations. But
Yeah.
for a man, that part of their life is all they live for. But if they are able to open, and we're not talking about the boys now, but you know me, I talk about anything.
Yes.
If they're able to, because they would have noticed long before
Yeah.
it's actually able to show itself in the bedroom. They would
Yeah.
have noticed itself.
Wow.
Because from what I've learned and what I know, they from teens, they wake up with something every
Yes.
morning. But
Yeah.
as they get older,
Yes.
sunshine doesn't come
Come on. Yeah.
as much in the morning anymore.
Yeah.
So their bodies are also changing,
Changing. Yeah.
but they don't want to talk about it, or they don't
Yeah.
realize that they need to talk about it.
Yeah.
So both men and women suffer, but
Go
in
through, yeah,
different
different
ways.
ways. Yeah, that's really
Yeah.
interesting, and that's a great point. I think that's a whole new conversation, to be honest, that we're not going to go into today,
No,
but maybe another time. Definitely, we can come.
I'm
Yeah, I can
open.
bring you back on, and we can talk about that because, I guess then, it gives. not only men and women an insight to know that you're not going through a midlife crisis, but your body is going through a change. Because sometimes
Mm,
when people are going through a midlife crisis, they do all sorts of things that can upset the family flow, the dynamics of that
mm,
relationship, that marriage, and so forth. But it's about having that understanding of what you're going through, your emotions, the way your body is changing, the way your partner's
mm,
body is changing, and what you can do together to bridge the gap so that there's still love, there's still
yeah,
respect, and you
yeah.
still enjoy each other's company. So, Lily, just tell me, just if there's any woman, that you could speak to right now that's going through menopause, what would you say to her in terms of encouraging her,
Mm.
and encouraging her to embrace, her menopause journey?
Oh gosh, I wrote a whole list, but I won't read the whole because I just sat here just before we got on. I thought, let me just
Yeah,
start right because I can talk about it forever, as you
yeah,
know. But first off, it doesn't last forever.
yeah.
It doesn't, it will be a period. It could be 5 years, it could be 2 years, it could be 15 years. But
Mm,
it doesn't last forever, and there's so
yeah,
much that we can do
yeah.
to minimize it. Um, you build self-confidence as a result because you get to know your body.
Mm,
You become your own doctor. The physicians you go and see are the crew on the plane. You are the pilot. They're just there to support you
yeah.
navigate your own life. So remember that you have to be your own doctor. Um, what else did I say? I've said saying no, portion control.
Mm,
But believe it or not, as you get older, you're able to eat less.
yes.
Your body can take less. So portion
Yeah.
control is definitely it. I can't. I used to be able to eat one bowl of cane cake in my youth.
Yeah.
Now, and then I dropped it down to half a bowl of cane cake, and now it's like quarter to a third. That's what I can manage. And
Okay.
then I'm full. It's what else? You find your own style.
Mm,
You will find your own style and wear those shorts. Wear the shorts if whatever once or
yeah.
twice a year.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
so liberating. Who says
Yeah.
shorts is for 17-year-olds or 25-year-olds only?
Ha.
But they've got something new now called skirts. It's like
Okay.
skirts,
With the
skirts and
shorts.
shorts.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So where, you're no longer following fashion, you're following your
Own
own unique
style.
style,
Yeah.
your own unique style. And just it stops just be you. And when we used to have to get married to be respectable.
Mm,
Hopefully, by the time you come to the other side, you've gained that respectability anyway. So you don't have to compromise
yeah.
to be respectable. You can't go out and do silly things and all of that. But then if you're financially able to support yourself, then again, less compromise is something that and it's overall it just builds on your own self-confidence.
Mm,
And finally, finally that we touched on earlier, one thing that I'd like to share with everybody, if you're going to see a doctor, a specialist, start the week before, 2 weeks before, start writing down your symptoms.
mm,
Start doing your own research
yeah.
and make sure that it's all written and so you don't forget. Because once you sit in front of a specialist or somebody who's supposed to know your body, we get scared. We're asking for permission even to speak. But if you go with your list, and I know this, and I'm not speaking for every Black woman, but I've been told that my Caucasian sisters are much more astute when it comes to their own well-being. They've got the list, they've prepared it, they ask for it, they demand it, whether it's blood test, all of that. They
Mm,
go with their list and we don't because we're all
mm,
very almost shy because we don't
yeah,
want to rock the apple cart. So go with your
yeah.
list.
But also,
Um, mhm.
yeah, sorry, go ahead, Lily. Sorry to cut you, my dear.
And I mean, for the health bit, keep with your yams, keep with your spinach, keep with your
Yeah,
agushi,
yeah,
um, even the palm oil.
yeah.
Yeah, have that, everything. But the closer,
Portion.
yeah, definitely, the closer it is from the source of the ground, whatever you
Mm,
eat, the
I like
closer
that.
it is from the ground, the
The
healthier
better.
it's for you.
Yeah, yeah,
And on
100%.
that note, I'll get off my box. You're going to ask your
Yeah,
question.
yeah. No, I was. Oh God, what was I gonna say? Um, it's gone. Probably wasn't supposed to ask. But I like, I 100% agree with, the ground produce.
Yeah.
Eating food from from the ground is definitely your best friend, and you can do so many different things to make it nice and whatnot. And the portion control, definitely. I mean, one of the things that has worked for me and that I do as well is the intermittent fasting. So
Mm,
I do the intermittent fasting and I eat once a day. So then that gives me the opportunity. I have a reasonable size meal and I still have my treats, but then I let my body, detoxify itself for the 20 hours and so forth, which is, yeah,
20
yeah,
hours. Jesus.
I can go, I can go up to 20, 18, 20 hours. Yeah, I can, you
My
know.
body cannot take that much stress.
You get used to it. I'm telling you, the feeling that you get when you're fasting, you it's so, and then the minute you eat, it's almost like sometimes it slows you down. You've got so much energy, your vision improves. There's so many
Mm,
things that happen to the body, and there's so many benefits to intermittent fasting because your body is detoxifying from all the toxins, it's pulling out. It's like, okay, there's this, there's research has been done. I mean, again, I'm not a physician, I'm not a doctor, but there's been research that has been done in terms of somebody like having an ulcer. And the more it's like the food is actually feeding the ulcer to grow.
mm.
But when we starve the ulcer, the only thing left for the body to do is to release, to get rid of what you understand? Because you're not feeding it. You're
Mm.
not feeding it anymore. So it begins to shrink because you're not feeding.
Okay.
Yeah, it begins to shrink. And so, you hear of so many cases where people have done the intermittent fasting, they have an alkaline diet, they're eating food from the ground produce, and, they look totally different. The weight loss or any kind of ailment that they've had in their body
Mm.
dissolves. So again, it's really important to do all of that research and to change, to switch things up. But you know what, I have loved today having you on this episode, Lily. Marvel to menace. Is it for you a menace or is it a marvel? For you, my audience, this is something that you can decide for yourself. It's been amazing having you on, Lily. We appreciate you, all the lovely, amazing nuggets that you have dropped. So again, thank you so much to my audience for joining us for another episode of Unwritten. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and also to hit that notification bell so that obviously when I'm posting again, you'll be first to be notified. From me at Dear Written, from me on Unwritten, the Dear Future Self podcast, and I messed up a little bit. And from my guest, Lily, we are saying goodbye.
Bye.